Well, good evening, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana weather. What a beautiful day we have had across the area, wasn't it? Another beautiful one on tap for you tomorrow. We'll talk about that here in just a second. Tonight's video update being sponsored by Metal Magic. You can give Chad a call at 698-8555. They do paintless dent repair. They have the traveling hail team. They do chrome accessories. You can see some of the pictures of the work that they do down at the bottom. Give them a call and tell them Southern Indiana Weather sent you. We're also sponsored tonight by High Voltage Mobile DJ Service. You can contact Nathan at 630-9465 or visit him on the web at djhighvoltage.com. And again, tell him Southern Indiana Weather sent you for all your DJ needs. All right, pretty clear skies going on right now. Not as cold tonight. We had an absolutely beautiful high in the 60s this afternoon. That was a treat. We almost hit 70 in some areas. I think we're actually going to hit 70 tomorrow. We've got a disturbance moving up here that's going to rapidly move in tomorrow. If we just zoom in here, we'll take a look at temperatures. It's about 10:30. Doing a little bit of a later video tonight, so I know some of you may be watching tomorrow morning. But here we are still in the low 50s at this time at night, and it looks like we're only going to go down to about the 40s tonight. So by all means, it's going to be a very, very, very pleasant night. Mainly clear skies. Big changes on the way, though, potentially for the next couple of days. Tomorrow looks like high temperature around 72. We'll take a look at high resolution NAM, what it's saying for high temperatures tomorrow, and just look how far north this warm surge goes. Absolutely beautiful weather. This is going to be great. Get it out and enjoy it while you can, though, because unfortunately temperatures are going to crash on Wednesday behind a very powerful cold front. You can see that starting to move into your screen up here, where you've got 70s going to 40s and 30s here in Iowa. That's going to move down our way, and unfortunately falling temperatures on Wednesday. It doesn't look like a huge snow event for us, but we certainly could see a few flurries out of it. We'll take a look at it here in just a second. Let's time it out here on future radar just to give you an idea of what's going on. Here we are during the afternoon on Tuesday. Later in the afternoon, you see a few showers potentially start to break out. Looks like a line of thunderstorms potentially forms to our west according to this radar, and then by about 4 in the morning it starts to move through in the area on early Wednesday morning. So we're not looking at anything severe here, but we may hear a few rumbles of thunder. So don't be surprised at that if you end up waking to some thunder and lightning. I won't rule it out. I won't say that it will happen, but we'll definitely get some rain. And as you can see, it's not a drenching rain by any means. And then of course that's gone pretty quickly. And then you're replacing it with some scattered snow showers. And it looks like up here in northern Indiana, they may end up giving some decently heavy snowfalls. North of Indianapolis is really where it looks like the majority of the accumulation is going to take place. And down for most of us, you see just some very light shades of gray here. And again, that's just very light, either drizzle activity or snow showers, depending on what the temperature profile of the atmosphere is at the time. I'm not expecting anything big with this. You can see the high resolution NAM, not aggressive at all. Here's what the GFS has to say. Remember, it doesn't have a future radar product, but we can look at precipitation type. Watch how this low just tracks right over us. And you know, when we started out about a week ago, the low tracked right down in here, and then for the past few days the low has been tracking in the modeling right over here. It's moved even a little bit more to the north, which would put us even into the warmer sector that much more. Certainly we'll take it because we don't want the snow, or at least I don't. I know I'm over winter. Many of you are as well. But watch how quickly this low deepens. It starts out as about 1,000 millibars back here, goes to 998. Very quickly, by the time it's exiting the region, 993. Watch the snow start to wrap around on the back side of this system. Again, the GFS is not overly aggressive with this. More aggressive than the high resolution NAM is, certainly, but not overly aggressive with snow. Euro has a very similar feature. Again, as I put this into motion, just watch how that low tracks just north of the Ohio River right over us. And again, it takes us on the backside with a little bit of snow, and it's the most aggressive on the snow totals, but I'm nothing but as you'll see here in a second, it's still nothing much for us. What the high resolution NAM says for snow totals, and you can see accumulating snow, really this would be pretty much Kokomo area in north. You got Indianapolis and Marion County right around in here. And this is really the 1-inch band. Doesn't start until you hit maybe Lafayette, Kokomo, right up around in that area, and a couple and plus inches north of there. Really for us, just a few flurries at best, if we even see that according to the NAM. GFS is a bit more aggressive on snow accumulations for us. It takes Really, remember the first blue shades here are 2 inches, and here's Bloomington, Monroe County right in here, Terre Haute area, Columbus area. From points north of there, it takes maybe the 2-inch line and accumulates from there north. 1 inch maybe as far south as about Bedford under this model, and then not much to speak of for the rest of us with this. So again, this is not overly aggressive on that. If we take a look at the Euro snow model as well, you can see the idea. Maybe a ½ inch as far south as Jasper here, not much to speak of down in the Evansville area. Up to an inch may be possible towards the New Albany area, but again, this is a little overly aggressive compared to the other models. I'm not particularly buying this setup. The Euro does have a tendency to become a little bit over aggressive. It usually locks on to the track of a storm system right, but then it overestimates the amount of snow that we can get. This is a common thing that it's done all winter long, so we'll take this with a few extra grains of salt, especially considering the high resolution NAM, which usually does fairly well this close, is so different than this, as is the GFS for that matter. And then if we take a look at the Canadian, you see again a very similar idea. Southern Indiana gets absolutely nothing here except for a few flurries maybe, and light dusting may be possible around the Bedford area. So if we just kind of put all the pieces to this together, let me go back here and I'll take all of this off of here and just sort of draw on here what I think is going to happen, just to give you an idea. What I'm thinking of at this point is we'll draw a line sort of like this, and that's not a very straight line, but it gives you the idea. And I would say basically accumulating snow would be north of that line. All right, probably on the order of 2 to 4 inches north of the I-70 corridor here, and maybe approximately an inch. I know that's a little hard to read with this being so high. Let me just go ahead and do this a little bit south like this. Yeah, I think we'll be able to see it a little bit better this way. We'll kind of do it like this. All right, I think maybe about an inch or less in this area, with up in here 2 to 4 inches, potentially locally even higher, and then down here far less than an inch. And probably south of the Ohio River you're not going to get pretty well anything, but I think you can expect a dusting to maybe a quarter of an inch. I think it's going to be far less than an inch. I'll say even less than a ½ an inch down here. I think we're going to get next to nothing down here. I think most of us will find that this is not even measurable. Maybe some of the areas just a little bit closer to this line might get a little bit more of the accumulation, but certainly the closer you get to the Ohio River, the less your chances are going to go down for snow. So all in all, certainly not a big accumulating snow event for us. The big story with this, more than the snow, is going to be the temperatures behind it. All right, we're talking about 70s for the high tomorrow, but then as we go throughout the day, we'll take a look here what the GFS says, and watch how temperatures crash behind this system. Here we go. By tomorrow night at about by Tuesday night here at about 8 p.m. You're still in the upper 50s and the low 60s area wide, but then watch, this front gets very close to us. Here we are at 2 a.m. You've already got some snow going on in northern Indiana, but not so much for us. And then bam, by 8 a.m. Wednesday morning, how the cold air is just rushing in. In fact, we're all pretty much below freezing by 2 in the afternoon on Wednesday. So again, a few snow flurries possible, but not too aggressive other than that. The big story here will certainly be the cool down, because we're going essentially from about 72 degrees for a high on Tuesday to Wednesday. We're going to be essentially looking at low to mid 40s and by the time you're waking up and going into work, and falling temperatures throughout the day. All right, 7-day forecast. We can go to southernindianaweather.com. Let's look at your U Boiler and Sons 7-day forecast. Thunderstorms possible tomorrow evening, otherwise mostly sunny early in the day. Increasing clouds later in those afternoon hours. I'm forecasting a high of 72. You can't get much better than that, folks. It's going to be absolutely beautiful weather, but very breezy tomorrow afternoon. Winds up to 15 miles per hour. Only going down to about 43 tomorrow night with those thunderstorms. And then on Wednesday, that'll be your high temperature as it will pretty much fall down there from where we go throughout that. Rain likely early, but then as those temperatures fall in the day, we may see that rain change to some light snow showers or flurries, but again, little to no snow accumulation expected for us. Bitterly cold down to 20 degrees. That's well below normal. That's about 15 degrees below normal for where our low should be this time of the year. And then we only rebound under partly cloudy skies on Thursday to 41. By the way, the big story, I didn't mention it here on Wednesday. Look at how windy it's going to be, up to 30 miles per hour on the winds. So watch your stuff in your backyard and make sure you start to tie that down. Then the slow warming trend begins on Friday up to 58. Same with Saturday. A bit of rain possible on Sunday as another cold front moves through. through and we cool down. So it's kind of a big warm up, and then we cool down, and then we warm up just ever so slightly, gradually, and then we cool down again. Remember, March is very much a transitionary month, so this is going to be the story of this. 56 is our normal high temperature, and it looks like, as I've showed you in the past several videos, looks like we're going to stay below normal most of the rest of this month, even into the first part of April potentially. Some of these days, as you'll see from here, are well below normal. Some of these days are very close to normal, so it's just going to be that sort of up and down pattern. All right, I'll have another one of these videos tomorrow for Southern Indiana weather. I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite.